Hey, it's the internet. I'm here to say something cruel so that you regret every video you've ever posted to me.
Yippee! How fresh and exciting.
Wait, is that Way of Kings? You read Sanderson?
Yes? Are you going to say something mean?
Oh no, I love Sanderson. Well, part of me does. And then there's a huge contingent who complains about it nonstop because it's popular.
I wasn't expecting that from you. I gotta say, the book is a lot of fun.
But what'd you think of Mistborn?
Oh, I'm not that far in yet. Is that like a character?
No, it's a trilogy of books. You have to read it first.
Oh, this one says it was book 1.
Yeah, of the Stormlight Archive. But you can't read the Stormlight Archive until you read Mistborn first.
This says it's 7 novels. Am I supposed to read all 7?
No, of course not. You read the first 3 Mistborn, and then you move over to the Stormlight Archive, but just the first 2 books. And then you're going to want to read Warbreaker.
What is Warbreaker?
It's a standalone book where the magic is colors.
And I need to read that to understand the Stormlight Archive?
No, but you won't enjoy all the little Easter eggs unless you read them all.
Okay, I guess that seems doable. I read the Mistborn trilogy. Those characters show up later down the line, I'm assuming.
No. I won't spoil it for you, but the 4th through 7th book in that series takes place 200 years later, so.
It's 2 different timelines?
No, it's actually going to be 4. There's the medieval period, and then it turns into the Old West, and then they're going to do a modern-day cyberpunk thing, and then there's going to be a future where it's sci-fi. Unless he decides to do a 5th era, which he probably will.
Okay, so I read Mistborn, and then Warbreaker, and then I'm allowed to start the Stormlight Archive, and I can just read those.
Don't forget about Elantris. That was his first book that he published. Sanderson himself says that it's not his highest quality, but he does think that eventually you should get around to reading it because it probably will have implications for the rest of the Cosmere.
Okay, what's the Cosmere?
That's the universe where some but not all of his books take place in.
But as long as I read Mistborn and Warbreaker and Elantris at some point, then I'll understand the Stormlight Archive.
Well, then there's a side book that has a bunch of short stories collected from the universe. You gotta make sure you read that. Some of those stories have been pulled out and made into their own books, so don't get confused. There's also a novella called Dawn Shard, and then when you're done with all of that, you're gonna wanna pick up, and don't you dare forget about the secret projects. You got White Sand, you got Tress in the Emerald Sea, you got Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and then you've got the Sunlit Man.
Okay, so I read all 19 of those books, and I'll be able to understand the Stormlight Archive?
Yeah, and you better do it fast because book 5 of 10 is coming out in a couple of months.
This is the halfway point?
Well, it's Sanderson, so who knows? I hope you enjoy reading.